Hey everyone, it's Jason, and this is your weekend cruise news update. And the Icon of the Seas has a new sister, and a group of cruise ship passengers caused a disturbance because their ship missed a port due to a medical emergency. So cruise story number one, and I don't know about you guys, but one of the first things we do when we board a cruise is we put our phones in airplane mode. Now someone wrote into John Hill, the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Lines. They got back from their cruise and they had a $470 bill from their cruise. And they said all that happened was that their son was playing video games on their phone. Well, they must not realize that many of the video games and these apps require them to be connected to the internet. They also said that someone told them that Carnival Cruise Lines should be the one responsible to compensate them because they never told them that their phone needed to be in airplane mode. Now, I find that really hard to believe because every one of our last few cruises, especially with the influx of new cruisers, cruise lines have done a really good job of telling people multiple times, put your phone in airplane mode. You don't want to get a big bill. The last cruise we were on, our crew member at our muster station told me, make sure to put your phone in airplane mode. Actually, I hadn't put it in airplane mode yet, and I did it. I was like, hey, thank you so much. So what was interesting, he finished it off. He actually said that Carnival must be making a bunch of money off this. Apparently he doesn't know how this works. That was his carrier that's charging him the money, not Carnival Cruise Lines. And he said, you should be worried about losing face with me and everyone else reading this if no compensation is given. Now, John Hield said, wow, that must have been quite of a shock to see that bill. I'm sorry, we cannot compensate you for this. So please understand, if you're a new cruiser, this is one of the first things you have to do. Now, other people will tell you, you can turn off roaming. But I don't trust that. When the cruise line tells you, when your carrier, I've called T-Mobile, says, put your phone in airplane mode, I'm going to follow that direction. So if you guys ever had this happen to you, unfortunately, I think it's happened to everyone. It happened to us one time. We had a big bill because I didn't put our phones in airplane mode many, many years ago. Let me know if it's happened to you guys. So cruise story number two, the Icon of the Seas has another new sister coming. So wild week for them. They had the Icon of the Seas coming into the port of Miami. And at Meyer Turku Shipbuilding Yard, they had a steel cutting ceremony for the new Icon 3. It's obviously yet to be named. We do have the Star of the Seas that's coming out in 2025. It'll be home ported out of Port Canaveral. So where do you think the new one will be home ported? That's coming in 2026. So here's what I think is going to happen. Icon of the Seas, the new ship, the 3, will be home ported out of Miami, and the Icon of the Seas will be home ported out of Galveston, Texas. That's my prediction. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like this video as it does help the channel grow. Also consider subscribing if you like to stay up to date in cruise news, as I do daily cruise news shorts in under 30 seconds each and every day. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, I want you to watch this video and I'll give you a backstory afterwards.
There is mutiny going on in this ship right now.
So what happened was this was posted on Reddit, and I'll make sure to link it in my description. This was on the Freedom of the Seas. It was a 4-day sailing out of Miami. They were supposed to do Coco Cay and Nassau. Well, the first day they were supposed to do Coco Cay. What happened was they had that cold front come through Florida. It was on a Tuesday. It was really bad weather for us, multiple tornadoes, and it kicked up the seas. So they could not go to Coco Cay. So instead, they were going to go to Coco Cay on Wednesday and not go to Nassau, Bahamas. Well, that night they had a medical emergency. And they were just offshore, so they had to go back to Miami. And if you watch the Icon of the Seas, you would have seen coming into Miami, you would have seen the Freedom of the Seas leaving out and the Icon coming in. Well, that's why they were leaving out, was because of a medical emergency. Well, they couldn't make it to Coco Cay in time, so they made it to Nassau, Bahamas for the day. And that's the way these passengers reacted because they couldn't go to Coco Cay. They got full refunds for anything that they had purchased at Coco Cay. A lot of these people need to read the cruise contracts. Unfortunately, I feel this is a lot of people that are newer to cruising. You can't do nothing about the weather, and you can't do nothing about medical emergencies. They still got to go to a port. They still got to enjoy their cabins. They still got to enjoy the food. It's just a way of life. You miss ports. We've missed ports. We missed Princess Cay last year. Really disappointing because I really wanted to go there. But it's unfortunate. And I'd rather have the captain be safe than sorry. And also, are you putting your enjoyment of going to Coco Cay over someone's life? It's pretty obvious they are. It's really disappointing. What do you guys think about this situation? Have you seen this some other places in cruising? On some of the cruise ships you've been on, have you seen any of these actions? I haven't yet. I hope I never have to see it. So it's just a really unfortunate situation. So I appreciate you guys watching this week. I do appreciate the support. It means so much to me. And until I talk to you next week, happy cruising.